Hello and welcome everybody to another StarCraft 2 cast by Glitch. Today, I'm going to be bringing to you a best of 3 from the ZOTAC Cup in North America. This is actually not the most recent ZOTAC Cup. This is actually a couple ZOTAC Cups ago, but come on, it was viOLet versus RGNartist. I couldn't pass that up. Had to cast this series of games because, well, I love viOLet and RGNartist is just a ridiculously good Terran. Speaking of viOLet and RGNartist, spawning in the 12 o'clock position as the Teal Zerg, we have viOLet. His opponent today spawning in the 4 o'clock position as the Blue Terran, playing from Team Rain, we have RGNartist. RGNartist, well actually both these players are actually South Korean players, both of them very, very, very good players, and whoa, for some reason, there we go. Alright, for some reason weird things were popping up on my screen. I don't know if you guys could actually see that, but my start menu was popping up nonstop. Anyway, RGNartist, very, very good Korean player, has played in quite a few tournaments, played pretty well at MLG Providence. I think he got 22nd overall at MLG Providence, did very, very well. I think he only lost to White Raw and Boxer, I want to say. And viOLet didn't do quite as well as RGNartist did at MLG Providence, but still a very good player, a very prolific streamer, streams quite often and gets quite a few viewers every time he does stream. He's very entertaining to watch and does a lot of very fun and unique builds from time to time, though he's capable of playing very standard and very solid as well. So, this was actually played as a semifinals match in the ZOTAC Cup. This is the 30th ZOTAC Cup that this particular set of 3 was played in. So, that means that it was in the round of 4. Now, viOLet has just now scouted his opponent, getting that drone into the base, going to get a count on the gas. That is absolutely critical. Sees that no gas has yet gone down. I assume he's probably going to stay in the base for a little bit because he does want to see if RGNartist is going to be throwing down that gas. That is a critical piece of important information, that if this drone is going to die, at the very least, he wants to get that gas count. And no, it looks like he's actually going to get out of there because he's going to want to look for that expand now, because it looks like it might actually be a 1-Rax expand here from RGNartist, and there we go indeed. The command center is going down. This is of course a gasless build for the start. You open up with just 1 barracks and then you go immediately into that command center after producing maybe a Marine or 2 if you feel so inclined. As we can see, this 1 Marine is now moving across the map, and with this 1 SCV chasing down this drone, he might actually start a bunker. Nope, Marine turning around, heading back to base, and this SCV is just going to be following viOLet straight to his base, and once he gets there, he's going to see that a fast expansion went down here for viOLet, though he did get up a gas and a spawning pool first of all, so this is something that viOLet does very frequently. viOLet almost always gets out a first 6 Zerglings so that he can start to put some pressure on his opponent, and just because his control is good enough, this actually ends up being very, very strong for viOLet, just because with those 6 Zerglings, viOLet sometimes actually does a huge amount of damage with just 6 Zerglings. This is something that he'll do even against Forge fast expands, where he'll just send these 6 Zerglings into his opponent's base, and he'll actually get quite a few probe kills very early on, or he has the potential to sometimes, as he can do a lot of damage with those initial 6 Zerglings. And then as he applies pressure with these 6 Zerglings, of course back home he is building lots and lots of drones, he's getting up his queens, he's getting up lots and lots of economy. Notice he mined 3 guys on gas geysers, or on that 1 gas geyser, until he got 100 for that Zergling speed, and now he has pulled off to just 1. I imagine we'll probably be seeing a Baneling nest here going up very soon. Looks like these Zerglings poked in at the front, saw the bunker, saw that command center, and they're now just going to be pulling back home, realizing not a whole lot of damage can be done there if there is a bunker there. He could try to do a run by, but with slow lings, he's not going to, or he'll lose a lot of Zerglings before he gets up that ramp. So back in the base, it looks like he's just going to use these 6 Zerglings to start to take down these destructible rocks and go for a fairly quick 3rd. In the meantime, drone count getting higher and higher every day. viOLet currently sitting at 26 harvesters to the 23 harvesters of RGNartist. Not doing bad at all, but RGNartist, of course, will be having those mules, and they are equal on bases right now. So viOLet has a little bit of a lead in harvester count, but he's going to be about even in terms of the economy. The economy is going to be about even for both of them with Artist's mules. Now, viOLet is just now putting 3 guys back on gas. Do we have a Baneling Nest coming up yet? No, we do have an Evolution Chamber here on the way. Looks like he's going to be throwing up an Evolution Chamber as well as a Spine at the front of his base while he continues to just get lots and lots more drones in the base of Artist right now. Looks like Artist finally did manage to get up a factory with a reactor. Couple more barracks also being thrown down right now, and it looks like we do have a couple of Hellions now moving across the map, and whoa, selecting the Automaton 2000. And there come the Hellions. They're going to poke in at the front, and ooh, looks like they did manage to get one of those creep tumors, but now they're going to be poking in at the front. Hatchery going down here for viOLet now, creating that macro hatchery at the front of his base, trying to restrict motion into his base, and with that, the Hellions are not going to be able to get into that base at all. That is a full wall off, and as long as this queen is on hold position, which it is actually not at the moment, he's going to be able to make sure that no Hellions get into his base. In the meantime, 4 Hellions going to be patrolling the front. Destructible Rock's about to go down. I imagine we're going to see a third come down here very soon out of viOLet. We do see a Baneling Nest coming down here for viOLet. No lair tech quite started yet here for viOLet. These 4 Hellions still maintaining the front of the base. Nice little wall off here by Artist, going to prevent any kind of Zergling run-bys. And now he did actually produce a couple of Marauders, interestingly enough. He might be expecting some... Whoa, we do have Zerglings moving out here trying to take out these Hellions, but these Hellions take down Zerglings so fast, leaving the charred remains of those Zergling corpses, only trading for 1 Hellion there in that little exchange. So not bad there. But now we can see that Artist has swapped that factory off of that reactor, swapped a starport onto that reactor, and we now have 2 barracks with reactors, 1 with Tech Lab, currently researching that stim pack. No combat shield, no concussive shells up yet for Artist. We do see that +1 infantry weapons is on the way, and now that this factory has been swapped onto this Tech Lab, I imagine we're going to be seeing some siege tank production here out of Artist very, very soon. There's that +1 infantry upgrade on the way, just now being started. It is about a quarter of the way done. He might wait for that to complete and go for some kind of Marine Marauder push. Might be seeing some drops here coming very shortly from Artist. viOLet, though, he's starting to look very good in terms of his economy. He's currently up to 56 harvesters to the 43 of Artist. He's going to be transferring workers very soon to this third base as it is about to complete. Notice that in this version of the map, there is no destructible debris here. So your third is pretty safe in this version of the map. I think this is actually the GSL version of the map where those destructible debris do not exist. So there are no destructible debris to take down here for Artist. On some versions of the map, there are destructible debris here that you can take down to get to that third base, and now it looks like Artist deciding to get a little bit aggressive here as he's moving in with a lot of forces. There are some Lings and some Banelings here. All those Lings actually being morphed into Banelings as more Zerglings are on the way. +1 melee attacks is currently on the way. Looks like he's going to allow his hatchery and his evolution chamber to take some damage. The Spine Crawler goes down as well, and oh, I think he's going to have to cancel that melee attacks. No, it doesn't get canceled, so viOLet is going to lose those resources. The Banelings are up. No Baneling speed yet for viOLet. He's trying to get as many Zerglings as he can. 38 Zerglings currently on the way here for viOLet. Needs to wait for more Zerglings to get here so we can get a good surround, and here we go. All the forces now moving forward, and Artist is just going to pick up all those forces, and ooh, he's going to unload them onto the high ground, I think. Yes, indeed, he is going to unload them onto the high ground, try to do as much damage as he can as more Marines are stimming into the front, but oh, the forces of viOLet are just too plentiful, as now Artist going to be forced to pull back with what is left of his little Marine Marauder force. Going to be pulling them back to, looks all the way, just back to the Xel'Naga Watchtower, as he is going to drop them off there. Start to heal those units up. Beautiful hold there by viOLet. Food count currently about even, 104 food to the 110 of Artist, and it looks like Artist going to be taking a third command center here very shortly, getting fully saturated on this base, but it looks like, oh man, he is not done yet. More and more Marines are going to be streaming across the map. Couple of siege tanks on the way. Siege mode rather is completed and ready to go. More siege tanks being produced. We have more medevacs being produced, and we do have more and more Marines being produced out of these barracks. No more Marauders are now coming out across the map, and ooh, looks like viOLet has spotted that this army is going to be coming towards his base. 2 more barracks being thrown up in the base of Artist. +1 infantry armor now coming up as well. And it looks like we do have a drop going down in the main here as Artist trying to do some damage in the back as he attacks at the front. Siege tanks being sieged up behind creep. Really, really like that. A lot of Terran players will get a little bit too excited and then wait to siege up right on the creep, which of course means that the Zerglings do get that little speed boost when they get to your base. Drop going down in the main. Some some units being elevated up onto the high ground as well. Looks like a lot of damage being dealt at the front. Siege tanks in beautiful position right now. I really like this position of these siege tanks, because this means that these Zerglings are going to have to wrap all the way around this big area before they can get to those siege tanks. Marines up on the high ground, and is viOLet going to be able to hold up? This is quite a lot of units, but viOLet has produced a lot of Zerglings. So many Zerglings are currently out on the field. +1 ground carapace is done. That means that these Zerglings are going to be able to take 2 shots from a siege tank as opposed to the 1 that they would normally take, and holy cow, the Zergling numbers for viOLet are so high right now. The drop did get cleaned up, and here come all those Zerglings, going to go straight for all these forces, going to get a good surround on these siege tanks. Siege tanks getting picked up, the medevacs picking up all the rest of the Marines, and now just going to be pulling back to the base. In the meantime, there is a drop going down here in the 3rd, but viOLet going to be able to pick that off just in time, and it looks like Mutalisks are now out on the field. 14 Mutalisks currently on the way here for viOLet, so tons and tons of Mutalisks coming in right now. Another macro hatch going down as well. Drops trying to go down here from Artist, but he's losing a lot of Marines kind of carelessly. If we check out the units lost tab right now, we can see that viOLet is actually behind in the units lost tab, but we can see that viOLet does not even care right now. He is currently up in food, 142 to the 110 food of Artist right now, and he's currently pumping out lots and lots of Mutalisks. And now, notice how the map control has shifted to viOLet's map control pretty much. Before, because of the Hellions, Artist had most of the map control, and because he was just being aggressive there, it was allowing him a lot of the map control. But now that viOLet has all these Mutalisks on the field right now, it's going to be much harder for Artist to keep that map control, as now so many Mutalisks are moving across the field. Going to start to harass. The 3rd base is now up and running for Artist. That is now a planetary fortress, which means that is going to be practically impossible for viOLet to destroy right now. But these Mutalisks are moving in, and the numbers are high. +1 flyer attacks is now on the way. There is an armory now on the way here for Artist, but is it going to be a little bit too late? He's going to need that armory to get up Thor's, but man, the Mutalisk numbers are already really high. Those Zergling and Baneling numbers are also really high for viOLet. He's going to come out here. He's going to take these Xel'Naga watchtowers, and Art's going to try to deny that one Xel'Naga watchtower for now. Siege tanks, Marines, Marauders all being moved out to the center of the map because he needs to be able to defend this 3rd base as well as his natural expansion. And here comes a huge army from viOLet. The forces are now moving in. Zerglings surrounding absolutely everything, getting a beautiful surround. These Mutalisks are doing so much damage right now. They're coming in right now and doing so much damage, and the forces of Artist are going to fall so quickly, and it looks like he's now going to be able to shell away at the 3rd. And no, he's actually going to go straight for the natural expansion. Baneling still rolling in, lots of Marines, and the Mutalisk count is just so high right now. Currently on the field, we have 20 Mutalisks, and viOLet is continuing to just rally in more and more forces from his main straight into the base of Artist. And here we go. Looks like that planetary fortress is going to start to get focused down. The missile turret is going to go down, and now these Mutalisks are going to get free reign on all of these SCVs, and Artist is going to GG out of Game 1, meaning viOLet has taken Game 1, and we are now going to be going into Game 2 to see if Artist can push this series to a Game 3. So stick with me, guys, for viOLet versus Artist from the ZOTAC Cup.